Bo Bichette can do that, he's going to solidify himself as the Blue Jays' top elite. Hello and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Jays. I'm your host, Adam.
And I'm your host, Nick, and today we're going to be talking about Bo. No, I'm not referring to the famous, fictional, popular Star Wars bounty hunter. I'm talking about Bo Bichette and why he might become the Blue Jays' best player ever. We hope. So, I think the first order of business is to talk about the statistics from last year. Adam, you want to run us down what he did last year in his small sample size?
Yeah, so he played 46 games last year, and if those who watched, he was just on fire. If you remember that 9-game double streak, that was insane. I think it was 11 games reached base in his first 11 games. It was unreal. But his stat line went like this. He bat 311 with a on base of 358.
Exceptional. A
slugging of 571. And the production numbers were small, but again, small sample size of 11 home runs, 21 RBIs, and 32 runs scored. Batting majority in the leadoff spot, excluding his debut game where he batted in 6. So, pretty good. Honestly, nothing more I could ask. I couldn't ask more from Bo Bichette.
Pretty good. That's exceptional start when you think about it. You know, like somebody who is or was 21 years old, this young kid comes up and just absolutely annihilates the baseball. And another fun stat was that this guy actually set the Blue Jays record for, I believe it was most hits in his first 5 games. It was something like 8. He beat out our boy Rowdy Tellez at the time. Anyways, he had an exceptional first week.
Yeah.
He actually had an exceptional first couple months. And that's something to note. Like, the guy did drop off a little bit.
Yeah, in July he hit 462, granted very, very small sample size. August was his hot flaring month of 325, which is exactly what you'd want to see.
Yeah.
But then the league started adjusting to him. It was getting into the end of the season. Blue Jays were playing spoiler. And he hit 254. And he actually didn't even finish the month of September. He got injured on the 19th. He got ball in the head and he was done for the season. So that kind of cut him short there. But regardless, Nick, do you think, I know, and we both probably think this, do we think that Bo Bichette is going to become one of the best players on the Blue Jays in the upcoming franchise generation?
I mean, realistically, here's the T. If the Blue Jays, and a lot of people are projecting the Blue Jays and saying, these guys in 3 years, in 4 years, they are going to be a team to reckon with. And if that's going to happen, then one of our main leaders, one of our main providers is going to be this kid. And what he showed us last year in this small sample size was absolutely the sort of kid that you want to build your franchise around. Yeah. And he's only, he's 22, but he's only 22.
Yeah, there's so many players that come up I think we said the average is 24.
24.4 is the average age of a rookie. So to put that in perspective and say that this guy at 21 years old came up and batted 311, what's he going to be doing when he's 24?
Yeah, and then that's the argument. Also, another thing is what's he going to do when he's 24? Well, another big thing we always hear is the sophomore slump, right? And it's that daunted, he's not going to produce what he did next year. Granted, hitting 311 and with a short sample sizes, we can't really take too much from that, but we can look at other sort of stats and other parts of his game that are very, very, very dominant and obvious to the eye, and when you look on the numbers on the page, and one of them has got to be his contact, his ability to put the bat on the ball, whether it's inside the strike zone or around the strike zone or chasing. He's able to fight off those pitches, foul it off at incredible rate. What's it here? I got it right here. Here it is. So his chase percentage is above league average. It's 36.6%. The league average is 28. But his chase contact is also above league percentage, which is 66.7. So even though he's chasing, he's still fighting off the pitches.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's going to round out over time. He's going to, get more discipline, but that doesn't matter. He's got that ability to make contact.
I will say one thing, and I agree with everything that you're putting out here right now. Like the way that I today, when I was doing the research for this video, watched the at-bat that he had. It was 13 pitches that ended up in a home run. Beautiful baseball.
Was it the Tampa Bay one?
Yeah, it was against Tampa Bay. It was absolutely lovely.
Oh, yeah.
And it was beautiful to watch. But I would say one thing that I think I want to see more from this kid going forward is the ability to hold back on the bat, because he is slightly trigger happy, and you notice that in the walk rate. It is a little bit below MLB average, although again, is that something I'm worried about? Not at all. Right. I think that it's just a minor improvement that he can make in the future.
Yeah, and another minor improvement as well. Like, and again, we're being nitpicky. Like, this kid's unreal. Mm-hmm. Like, when you look at these numbers, like this hard hit ball percentage is messed up. Way better than league average. Another small thing is just his launch angle. And like, whenever we talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr., that's one thing we're also going to talk about is his launch angle.
Yeah.
But his as well. His is below league average. So if he can start raising that launch angle, getting the ball in the air with his hard hit contact, he's going to produce more power, more home runs, and a better average. Was crazy to think because he hit 311 last year.
Well, and again, like a couple minutes ago, you brought up the sophomore slump.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Bo Bichette is going to have a sophomore slump, although I do want to temper your expectations and say I don't believe the kid's going to hit 311 again. Well, actually, he might in a 60-game season.
Yeah.
Although if it was over the span of a whole 162-game season, I do not believe he'd hit 311 again. And the reason that I say that is not because I don't think it's attainable for him, but because when you look at his expected batting average, it was lower. It was 273, so that indicates to me, okay, he was getting a little bit lucky, although we can also say he's going to be a year older. And I think that expected batting average is going to go up, and I think his luck might go down a little bit. So I'm not penciling him in for 311 again, but I'm definitely penciling him in for mid 280s in the next season, I think.
Yeah, like I had him in for like 275, and because it's a shortened season, I had him in similar production numbers as last season. He played 46 games. Let's say he plays 55, right? He takes 5 days off because, it's rest and whatever, and they're still young kids. Then you could probably say around just maybe a bit better than what his production numbers were last year.
Well, what were your because we made projections before this video. We wanted to see like where we're both at. I'm curious to know where you're putting him at for this season.
Absolutely. So in this 60-game shortened season, I've got Bo Bichette hitting an average of 275, on base, some over aggression. From being young and being, a prospect, being hyped up, being in the MLB.
And I mean, when you see this kid, like, literally the confidence level that is coming out of him, like, that all he wants to do is just absolutely, like, knock this ball out of the park. And no fault to him. Like, I love that confidence. And I think that he's going to get the, what's the right word that I'm looking for? Maybe the patience or...
I was going to say the swagger. He's already got the swagger.
Yeah, he's got the swagger, but he's going to get the discipline, I think, over time as he grows into the elite baseball player that I think a lot of people have him pegged to grow into.
And what your slash line for Bo Bichette?
Okay, well, I had him, my average was a bit higher than yours. I had him penciled in at 283. I think that looking at his expected batting average from last year, seeing that was 273, I think that he's going to lose a bit in the luck, but like I said, improve a bit just as an overall hitter, and I think that 283 is a good place to be for him. I think for RBIs and runs, I had him penciled in for 26 RBIs, 33 runs. I had him penciled in for 9 home runs, and I also had him penciled in for 7 stolen bases. But stolen bases for me, it's like, I feel like this kid, like, he could turn into, like, if we just let him run, like, if we say, you know what, you have the ability to do this, like, you have our permission, I think that this kid could steal a crap load of bases.
And I think especially he's going to be leading off. There's no doubt about it. Him leading off, he performs way, way better. There's no question.
Yeah.
But because it is a shortened season, and the Blue Jays really don't have anything to lose. You got Yankees, Tampa Bay. They're fighting. They're fighting for a spot. Boston is arguably in the mix. Could be still competing. Could not be. But the Blue Jays have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
This is like their second year in development. You have 60 games. Just go play. Go experiment. Go steal bases. Take risks. But also work on your fundamentals. And honestly, I think with that mindset, the Blue Jays will be a better team in this upcoming year if they just take that growth mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would not be putting a lot of pressure on yourself to do well. Bo, if you're listening to this, play your game, bro.
Just have
you're
fun,
good.
man.
You're going to be elite one day.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this year, though. So take some time, learn. Although, if you want to hit 320 and just absolutely wow the socks off of us, that's okay too. You do that, my friend.
Yeah, like we're saying that Bo, 283, 275. These are conservative, like reasonable. If he hits this, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I actually could see a reality where he hits like 330, 350. I could see it in 60 games.
Hey man, anything can happen. I think we were talking the other day and we said one player is probably going to be up around the 400 mark.
Yeah.
Why not Bo Bichette?
Yeah, if Bo Bichette can do that, he's going to solidify himself as the Blue Jays' top elite on the team.
Agreed. But anyways, guys, that's kind of what we have going on for Bo Bichette. Elite guy, and I'm excited that he's leading off.
Yeah.
You guys, let us know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with our projections? What do you think? Like, did he overexceed last year? Is he going to have a sophomore slump? I want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, and make sure you guys, please subscribe to our channel, click that notification button. And if you're listening to us on any podcast services, which we're still trying to get that organized, follow us on those platforms and make sure to follow us as well on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to be tweeting and posting a lot of stuff and a lot of content in between these podcasts. So
thanks so much for watching.
And go Jays, go!